All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Media Studies. This is Miss Taylor, and I am going over your Unit 4 project for you today. Um, so originally what our plan was, if you guys remember with this particular project was, this was going to be our chance to go to the movie theater. Uh, Unfortunately, that is most definitely not going to happen now. Um, so I've had to rewrite your project for you. Uh, think it's still going to work. Essentially, I'm keeping the idea of the project that you wanted to do. So let's just get to first showing you where you can find information about your project. Unit 4 project rubric can obviously be found here as it's labeled. So this is the project instructions, checklist, due date. I'll finish filling this document in. But your instructions are here and how you're going to be graded is already here. So you have all this information available to you guys. Please make sure that you are looking over this information, that you've read it and that you've understand it. If you got any questions, please let me know. This is your last major project. That'll go into the grade book, okay? And then you can also find your project. This will be the actual assignment link where you turn it in. Again, the same instructions are listed here. I'll probably actually even go ahead and copy and paste the rubric here as well, just so you can see it and you have multiple places you can find it. And then lastly, and this is where I'm going to talk from, you can go to the Unit 4 notes and your project is listed there. And this video lecture will obviously be right here. So here's the deal. Students are going to identify a media text of their choosing and proof it with Miss Taylor by Friday, April 24th. So you got a few days, but I need you emailing me as soon as possible and picking your media text topic. So like your media text can be anything from a song, an album, a TV show, a book, a movie, obviously commercials. Obviously, I want you to do something you haven't already done this semester. And typically something somebody else hasn't already done this semester, okay? So let's say that somebody did the Hunger Games for their Unit 3 project. I don't want somebody doing the Hunger Games for Unit 4. There's way too much out there in terms of media text, way too many books, movies, TV shows, songs, albums. There's too much out there for us to be duplicating anything. So, any media text of your choosing, song, book, TV show, movie, video game, social media, influencer, like YouTube channels, um, any and all of those. Okay. So you're picking one. Um, this can, and when so pick one. If you're going with a TV show, I want it to be like the series itself. If you're going with music, um, idealistically, I want you to go with an album or at least a few different songs by a particular artist, just so that you have enough to build up the rest of your project. So pick your media text, and this email is going to go back and forth for a little while for us to discuss it, because if you'll look at your rubric and your project instructions here, you'll see that the first criteria is time management and communication with the teacher. So when you guys pick your media text, we're actually going to go back and forth in this email, you and I, discussing your project for a little bit, okay? And we'll probably discuss throughout the entire project what you're going on. So this email chain with me is going to be part of your project grade. So you are going to have to be in constant communication with me about this project. You can't just email it and approve it and move on and never talk to me about it again. Okay. I want us constantly talking throughout the course of this project. And it does have to be on email. That way we can track it. So once we start this email chain, you'll be wanting to check in daily, and let's keep this conversation going. Okay. Second part to the project is, after identifying your media text, students are going to evaluate the media text using audience research as it is discussed throughout our Unit 4 chapters. So just like we've done in the past with our other projects, each day when we go over a chapter, such as audience and audience research, researching audiences, consumer cultures, consumerism, and subjectivity, you're going to incorporate these ideas into your project. So you're going to talk to me about consumer culture of your album, of your YouTube influencer, of your movie, your book, your TV show. Okay. And what we'll do is every day that we have a chapter to read, after we do these key terms and discussion questions, you'll go into your notes, you'll learn more about that topic, and you'll listen to this video lecture, and that is where you will find the information about how exactly do I apply audience research to my media text, okay? And this will be key in our emails back and forth as well, making sure that you really understand where audience research attaches to your media text, okay? So email me constantly about this project. Make sure you're watching the video lectures. So listen to each chapter lecture, learn how to apply the topic to the project, and then once we have covered all the chapters, students are going to individually film a podcast, okay? And it is a video podcast. So you can download this Zoom feature, which is what I use here. You can record it from your phone and then upload it to YouTube. However, but I expect to see a video podcast. I'm not putting a time on your video podcast, just because I'm gonna leave that up to you, okay? You obviously want to be thorough. You'll obviously want to make sure that you apply all of the key elements from the chapters in your analysis. So I'm not gonna dictate that you have to do that in a certain time frame. And that's the final component is the video podcast. Discuss the application of audience research for their media text. So I want to go back to the rubric. You can click right here and you'll see that the rubric pops up. Time management is your first criteria. Inclusion of all content from Unit 4. So again, every day when I'm doing these video lectures, I'm going to tell you how to apply this. And in our email chains back and forth, I will explain specifically to you and to your project how to apply it. Make sure it gets done. The podcast completion. When you guys are completing your podcast, before you film, you want to practice, you want to rehearse. You don't just want to hop on and hold your phone a foot from your face and just talk at me. Okay, this is not your FaceTime with your friends. This is a professional presentation. Okay, so make sure it's polished. Make sure you look presentable. Appropriate background. A blank wall is perfectly fine. But I don't want it to look vloggy. Okay, I want this to look nice, neat, professional, presentation skills, all those good things. Okay, I'm fine with you filming it from your phone, but make sure that your camera angles don't look tilted or weird, and make sure that your presentation is rehearsed, it's practiced, and that you know what you're talking about and you're not fumbling through, and I'm not watching 5 minutes of you fiddling with papers trying to give a presentation. And then the last criteria is the overall quality of the project, guys. What I'm looking for here is just, did you do all these other things? Okay. And that's pretty much it. This should be a pretty straightforward project. Essentially, this is a 16-point rubric. So keep in mind that if you get 3s all the way down, that's a 12 out of 16, which is a 75. You just want to make sure that you really do this email chain, make sure you incorporate the chapters. This project should be a really easy project to complete, guys, as long as you stay in contact with me, okay? And that's going to be it. There's your project. That's what I can roll out to you as of right now. Of course, as we continue working through it and we go through our chapters on a day-to-day and I start getting emails from you, we'll be able to talk more specifically one-on-one about your particular project. All right? So I look forward to hearing from you all this week about your project ideas. And we will just keep on rolling. Have a good day, guys. Bye.